The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, historically a cornerstone of Western security, finds itself at a critical juncture following the second tenure of former U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump's approach towards NATO has significantly altered the traditional dynamics of the alliance, marked notably by the imposition of tariffs on Western allies and continuous demands for higher defense spending. This shift has fostered uncertainty among NATO members about America's reliability as a steadfast partner. Trump's second presidency exacerbated tensions initiated during his first term. The administration's aggressive tariff policies, targeting products from NATO allies such as Germany, France, and Canada, not only disrupted economic ties but also strained diplomatic relations within the alliance. Trump's justification for these measures, primarily citing trade deficits and defense spending shortfalls, led to increased distrust and skepticism about the future of the United States' role in global alliances. As a consequence, European leaders have become increasingly vocal about the need for strategic autonomy. French President Emmanuel Macron, who previously termed NATO brain dead, has spearheaded calls for increased European defense integration. His recent proposition that Europe should elevate defense spending to approximately 3.5% of GDP underscores a growing sentiment that Europe can no longer solely rely on American security guarantees. Similarly, Germany has accelerated its military modernization programs, demonstrating a commitment to strengthen its own capabilities independent of NATO structures if necessary. Canada faces parallel challenges. Traditionally dependent on its close relationship with the U.S., Canada now must recalibrate its foreign and defense policy. Trump's tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, justified as national security measures, marked a symbolic rupture in the historically amicable Canada-U.S. relationship. This has compelled Canadian policymakers to seriously evaluate a broader diversification of trade partnerships and diplomatic alliances, including deeper engagement with Europe and the Indo-Pacific region. The shifting landscape calls for Europe and Canada to adopt strategic measures to mitigate risks associated with unstable American policies. Europe must aggressively pursue defense initiatives under frameworks like the European Union's Permanent Structured Cooperation, PESCO, and the European Defence Fund, EDF. These programs aim to develop joint capabilities, decrease dependence on U.S. technology and logistics, and establish operational autonomy for European forces. Strengthening these structures is paramount to European security in an era where American commitment appears increasingly conditional. Canada, meanwhile, should pursue a dual approach of enhancing its participation within NATO, while simultaneously developing independent military capacities and economic resilience. Increased defense investment, alongside initiatives to expand diplomatic and trade networks beyond North America, will provide essential leverage against future political volatility emanating from Washington. Furthermore, NATO itself must evolve. The alliance's future will likely necessitate a recalibrated role for the U.S., where leadership responsibilities and operational burdens are more evenly distributed among all members. Such a shift could ultimately result in a more balanced and sustainable alliance structure. Dialogue, combined with realistic reassessments of mutual commitments and obligations, will be crucial in reshaping NATO's future identity. In conclusion, Trump's second term highlighted vulnerabilities within NATO stemming from an over-reliance on the United States. Europe and Canada must adapt through increased defense autonomy, economic diversification, and stronger diplomatic engagements independent of American influence. These steps will not only safeguard their security and prosperity, but also ensure the long-term viability of NATO as a flexible and resilient transatlantic alliance.